Andrew, this is so fun. Thank you for having us here.
Very excited.
Love the store.
I'm
so
glad.
beautiful.
Thank you.
So at what point did your family realize that you were dropping out of college in order to pursue this? What were they thinking you were thinking?
That was a crazy time in my life. I was 2 classes away from graduating. I never told my parents I was dropping out. I would wake up in the morning, get in my car, drive to the end of the block, wait till they left to work, go back home and start like preparing stuff to bake.
Yeah.
Eventually, my mom came home early one day, found me, and I got caught. It was not a great day in that household.
Yeah.
My dad was not happy at all.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. My mom, I feel like most Latina moms are a little more supportive than the husbands.
Yeah.
So my dad was, he was furious, but eventually he came around. It was a one-man show for a long time. I was taking the phone calls, I was making the dough, making the cookies, driving to the houses, delivering. It was an intense couple years of my life.
But were you already a baker? Because that's a big, somebody else might say, I'm gonna hire somebody to do that. Why did you think you could bake the cookies?
Well, I was a broke college student, so I definitely couldn't hire anybody, but I just started picking up on YouTube, reading up online how to bake. But that's part of the fun about it, just going in the kitchen and having a good time.
Obviously, sprinkles are a really big part of your concept because it's in the tables.
I love sprinkles.
It's on the walls.
They're colorful, they're fun.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love to bite
They
into
make
cookie
you
that has sprinkles?
happy.
Absolutely.
So what's the most popular, the hottest seller?
So we have 3 that are always fighting for the top. It's between the chocolate chip, the cookies and cream, and the birthday cake. I feel like anytime a child comes in and they see the rainbow sprinkles, it's like, I need that.
That's it,
So yeah,
yeah.
this is one of the top 3 for sure.
The cookies are really unique. So talk about your concept for the cookies. Because when I talk to people about Night Owl, a lot of people, the first thing they say is, oh, that Ave Maria cookie, you have to try it. So talk about the concept, because it's not just come in and get a chocolate chip cookie, it's really beyond that.
Absolutely. So when I think of Night Owl and the flavors that I create, it's more about the nostalgia factor behind it. With every bite, I want to be taken back to my childhood. So I'm first generation Cuban American, so of course the Ave Maria. I grew up on guava, queso crema, galletica Maria. Growing up, I loved cereal, so Fruity Pebbles, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, just everything that's going to take me back to my childhood. I want to share that with everybody.
Okay, so what's in a birthday cake?
So birthday cake, it is chocolate chips, milk chocolate, rolled in sprinkles, and it has a nice cream cheese drizzle on top.
So every order gets warmed up, right?
Absolutely, it needs to be warm. By the time you bite in, it's a nice warm cookie. Every day, my grandma makes the dough herself. It takes lots of time and love. It goes from there into the walk-in fridge where it stays for at least 24 hours. After that, we start topping them. From there, it gets baked and sent to the stores.
You need money to do all of this. So let's talk about the entrepreneurial part and how, because people are watching this, they want to launch their own concept, they have their own ideas, but how do you get started? So walk us through that process of getting people to believe in you and get the money, the seed money, or investors to make it happen.
Looking back, that was probably one of my hardest times in my life. I didn't come from money, so I had to see if I could apply for a loan. Nobody wanted to give a 20-year-old a loan who had no assets, no equity, so I had to save up every single penny. I wanted to give up so many times. I was miserable. I was working 7 days a week. Listen, my parents told me I was crazy. My friends told me I was crazy. The banks didn't want to give me money. When everybody doesn't want to necessarily support you, you still have to figure out a way to get it done.
So what did you do? How did you get some of that funding?
So lucky enough, my parents still let me use their kitchen, so I was able to bake the cookies in my parents' kitchen, deliver it from there. My first lease, I signed with $5,000 in my bank account, thinking $5,000 was going to be able to get me through a full build out. I had a full 1.5 years on that lease where I was just burning cash just because I had to pay rent with no kitchen. But eventually I was able to save up enough to afford to put those ovens, to afford to put the tables and then the plumbing and everything that needed to get done.
I mean, you had not been a businessman before. You were a 20-year-old kid relatively when you started this. So what surprised you the most? What did you learn along the way?
I was a business major and nothing I learned in school applied to everything I had to do in life. I mean, it was wild. Just the amount of bureaucracy, the amount of things you had to go through to get a business open, it's not easy. And people say all the time, if it was easy, everybody would do it. It is 100% true, but the best things in life you have to strive through and you have to hustle for. We have the s'mores here. It's a chocolate base of chocolate chips and graham crackers. And of course, we need some marshmallow.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and scoop some up. Nice little torch.
Look at that.
And you got your toasted marshmallow.
Amazing.
So when you pull.
Yeah, it's a nice and gooey. How many stores do you have now?
Right now we have 5 open with another 4 building out.
Wow. Wow.
It's crazy.
Did you
Yes.
ever imagine that when you started?
Never.
You're cooking in your mom's kitchen, that
Looking
you would be
back,
where you are now?
I'm gonna get emotional just thinking about this, and it's already happening.
Yeah.
I never in a million years would have thought this would happen today. We were doing national shipping and it got wild, especially when COVID hit because people didn't want to leave their house. We had to take a little hiatus. We got everything together and we're finally back to national shipping. We're on day 5 and we've already delivered to 25 states.
That's incredible. That's
It's
exciting.
wild, honestly.
And how did they hear about it? Just the Instagram thing again?
Social media. I love social media.
You have people who are fans, obviously, and we've talked about how it really took off because of Instagram. So kind of walk us through when that happened, because when you started, Instagram really wasn't a thing or that popular at the time. But that's really helped your business, has it not?
Yes, absolutely. So when I started, Instagram was very different. It was new. It was a new social media platform. I realized if we make these cookies Instagrammable, that people are gonna want to share this. So I bought these boxes so they could showcase how pretty these cookies were. They were clear, they're a little expensive, but we saw a return in marketing. With every order that was posted, we get maybe 10 orders from that. And everything was organic and free.
At some point, you wanted to be really transparent, honest with your customers that you're a member of the LGBTQ plus community. So walk us through that, and how did that sort of change, or did it change anything in your business and how you approached what you do?
That was a very hard time in my life. I came out a little later in life at 25. I was scared to see what was going to happen with the community. Would they stop supporting? Would they not? And it was so beautiful to see that they just supported in droves. What I learned is, as a business owner, building connections and in relationships with your guests and your community. If you're authentic and you're yourself, people are going to want to support you. Once that happened, I realized, well, why don't we try to get more, give back to the community some more? Why don't we start raising some money for charities like the Trevor Project? Let's do whatever we can in this community to give back. I've been so fortunate enough to have the community support me. Why should I be able to do the same for them?
What is your vision for the future?
So by the end of this year, we're gonna have our 10th location open. We're also starting to franchise. We're gonna be franchising this year. So by next year, we should be pretty far along and hopefully be across the country.
So what advice would you have for budding entrepreneurs?
If you have a dream, follow it. That's the most important thing. You're gonna have people that might not believe, but as long as you have that passion, it's gonna shine through. Follow your dreams.